What's going on, people? Welcome back, Gooners Therapy. Positive down here for you, previewing what is a humongous game in Arsenal's season, perhaps in Arsenal's recent history. This semi-final, leading against Chelsea 3-2, haven't won a trophy since 2020, back during the season of COVID, where our fans didn't even get to go to the final. I remember watching it in a pub, and it was where they did that silly thing in COVID where you could get tables of six. Most ridiculous thing ever. What a weird time. You know, I what's funny is that my missus and people and everyone, they laugh at me, right? Because the way I remember things, if someone says, "Oh, do you remember Rere's birthday?" or "Do you remember that year?" I go, "Yes," because that was the year Arsenal won the FA Cup, or that was the year we won the Premier League, or that's the year we got to the final of the Carabao Cup and lost it. And do you know what I mean? So anyway, 2020 was a strange time, but Mikel Arteta had been there 6 months. He managed to navigate us to winning an FA Cup, beating Manchester City in the semi-finals, beating Chelsea in the final. Can he today go one step closer to a final? Because listen, I'm Mikel Arteta's biggest fan. As you know, Negative Dan, who I do the show with, was live yesterday, and he calls me Arteta's lawyer. But the one thing that does concern me with Mikel Arteta is the amount of semi-finals he's lost. I could take you back to Villarreal, when we lost to Villarreal in the semi-final. Sporting Lisbon, was that? I think that was actually the quarterfinal in the Europa League in the 2022-23 season. But in semi-finals, lost to Newcastle last season, lost to Liverpool in this competition, Newcastle and Liverpool, and of course lost to Villarreal in the Europa League. This time it's a bit different. We've got a 3-2 lead going into the game at the Emirates in front of our home fans. Now, it's a bit of a tricky one, guys. It's a bit of a tricky one because we only actually need a draw. We need a draw and we're through. We're good. A 0-0 draw, a 1-1 draw, whatever. If we draw, we're through. A 1-0 win, we'll obviously do it. Listen, Chelsea could win 1-0 and it would go straight to penalties, which is a bit scary, to be fair. But I'd still back the boys to do it on penalties. Big up everyone in the chat. Big up Johnny D, always here, showing love. Mate, all my money on Arsenal today. Interesting, because I looked at it and we're actually a decent price. 3-4 on Sky Bet. But the fact that we only need a draw puts me off that a little bit. Because if the game is 1-1 with 10 minutes to go, are we going to be pushing for that second when it's essentially going to be like we're winning 1-0? So, listen, I fancy Arsenal to win, get the early goal. Chelsea will have to come out. They're chasing the game. So I do fancy us to win. However, if the game is at deadlock and it's 1-1 or 2-1 to Arsenal, or 3-2 or whatever it might be, if we're leading by one goal, I could just maybe see us just saying, you know what, let's see this game out. Although it would be dangerous. It's really dangerous to do that because there's no extra time. If we're winning 1-0, right? No, excuse me. If the game's 1-1 and there's 5 minutes to go, we decide to just retreat and really sit back and defend our lead and see the game out. If Chelsea score, there's no extra time to score. If Chelsea win the game 1-0, let's just say it's 0-0 with 10 minutes to go and Chelsea score, we could be in trouble because then it goes straight to penalties and the momentum will be with them because they've just salvaged the draw and the players are going to feel deflated. So that is the only thing that does scare me. Johnny D says, look at it this time. Every time Arteta got past the semi-final, he won the trophy. Exactly, my friend. That is true. And he knocked out Pep Guardiola and he knocked out Frank Lampard in that final against Chelsea. We've been starved of success, guys. We've been starved. I've been saying all season how pivotal I think this cup can be. I just believe that this cup can really take us to the promised land. The promised land being a Champions League or a Premier League or who knows, even both. They asked Arteta in his press conference, what do you think about winning the treble? The treble being the Carabao Cup, the Carabao Cup, Champions League and Premier League. The bookies have us at 9-1 to win that treble. Now, I actually think we'll win the Carabao Cup and Premier League. And then, listen, the Champions League, FA Cup, it's anyone's, because the FA Cup, I actually think that could be one cup, possibly, that we could say, you know what, let's maybe play a weakened team if we've got a Carabao Cup final in March the 22nd, if we've got Man City away in the Premier League, a Champions League game against Dortmund or Leverkusen or whoever it's going to be, and we've got an FA Cup sandwiched in between. I know we have Wigan next, so we can rest players and win that. And I expect us to win that and then go through to the 5th round. But then if we've got a tricky game, say it's Bournemouth away, I think the FA Cup not get sacrificed, but he could make a lot of changes. Smash the likes, people. Let me know your predictions, what you think is going to happen in the game today. Let me get this shared onto my WhatsApp. But yeah, really, really looking forward to this game today. Can't wait. I will be at the Emirates and I am buzzing and I cannot wait to watch this game. It should be a special one. I think we will win this game. I'm going to go for a 3-1 Arsenal win. I just think Chelsea are going to have to come out and we will pick them apart. Who do we want to start, guys? Is it going to be Victor Gyökeres or Gabriel Jesus? Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Let's get this shared out to everyone. Just give me a moment, guys. Right. Look at it this way. Let's big up JT, man. Guys got a membership, showing us love as always. I'm going to be honest, the Leeds game didn't convince me that much. Everything was going our way, and it was more players stepping up than any meaningful evolution. A strong performance today, Will. I disagree, totally disagree. I thought the players, Arteta, they all got it spot on. I thought that was a brilliant performance. Was on the front foot right from the start. Leeds barely had a chance. I think they had one header from a corner, which Raya saved comfortably. I thought we were all over them from the start. Madueke puts in a brilliant ball. We get the we get the opening goal. Then we get the corner, and then it was easy work from there. There was no shaky moments. There was no, sometimes you're 2-0 up, and if Leeds got that next goal and the crowd got behind them, it could have changed the game. So I thought that was really impressive. Leeds have caused teams a lot of problems this season. They beat Chelsea. I remember them beating Chelsea. They drew with Liverpool in the last minute. So Leeds is a tough place to go. I think you're being a bit harsh there, JT. We usually agree on a lot of things, but listen, we're starving for a trophy. So today would be absolutely fantastic. Big up Lawrence. Big up Lawrence Manu 1870-74. This game should have been put to bed in the first leg a month ago, but typical Arteta, we don't finish our dinner and give Chelsea 2 goals. This is not over. I agree it's not over, but going to Chelsea and winning 3-2, I think is a very, very good, respectable result. Scored 3 goals there. Let's not forget, Chelsea have won 6 out of the last 7. The one game they've lost has been against Arsenal. So this is not a Chelsea team. This is a Chelsea team with a new manager, a new bounce. They've got good players at the end of the day. They've got players that can change the game. So I think Chelsea in a few years are going to be a real top side. They're not quite there at the Arsenal and or even Man City level. But they're a good side. So listen, we should have won that game because we were 3-1 up. But I don't think you can blame Arteta, because if Arteta goes defensive, then you blame him if we concede. So let's just take this game. Arteta's got us in a great position. He's got us in a semi-final, one leg in the final, 1 foot in the final, rather. Let's see if we can make that final today. Champions League, I don't even have to speak on what we're doing, and we all know how well we're doing in the Premier League. We are top of the Premier League, 6 points clear, above Manchester City's Pep Guardiola, the greatest manager of all time. People are trying to downplay what Mikel Arteta is doing, but he came in as an assistant of Pep Guardiola, came into the Arsenal team, changed the whole team, got us back in the Champions League for the first time in 7 years, got us then to our first quarter-final in however many years it was, our first semi-final of the Champions League since 2009, our first title race, another title race, and this year he could take that Premier League from Liverpool and Arne Slot, and it would be a beautiful feeling, and you'd have to give the credit due. What game was you watching on Saturday? We didn't get going until 29 minutes into that match. Have to disagree. Is that when the first goal was scored? Listen, 29 minutes is not that long either. That's not that long in the game. I was watching the game. I thought we started really well. We was on the front foot. So listen, I don't know. Everyone has different opinions when they watch games of football, but it's 4-0. We scored 4 goals away at Leeds. There's only been 4 goals scored 5 times this season, and we've done it twice, and 5-0 against Leeds and 4-0 against Leeds. I don't know what's wrong with some people. You never seem to be happy. I don't know what's going on. in this world today, but some people just never seem to be happy. Arsenal could literally not be in a better position. You have some people then who sit there and go, oh, we should be more ahead, we should be more ahead. But Manchester City will be saying, oh, we should have caught them up. You know, we should have caught them up. This is what happens. No team wins every single game. We're on the points that we are on, 53 points, is an astonishing amount. We've only lost, what, 3 games all season? So seriously, man, yeah, some people, you really do confuse me, man. But I don't know what's going on with some people. Look, this is a great comment here. Big up Koala Bear, man. One of our members, man, showing love to us all the time. We literally could win every single comp, and some people would still say, I'm not convinced. 100%. I've heard people say, if Arteta wins the Premier League and Champions League, I still want him gone. People in this very chat have said that. That's what you know, it's agenda driven, but it's mainly people on YouTube. It's mainly people on YouTube. Anyone else that I speak to is comes across, if they're willing to admit that if Arteta gets it right, that if the team does get over the line, they'll say, you know what, I got it wrong, and we are the team that people like myself and others think we are. I am a little harsh. Yeah, it was a great performance. Don't get me wrong, but it didn't show me I could be super confident. But I'm still confident. I still see the same problems if we don't go one up first. But listen, how many times do we go to goal down in a game? We generally do score first. Look, we scored first against United and still lost that game. So I just think overall it's about the team. That game, I mean, there was so much pressure on that game. I heard someone say if Man City had played first and Villa, then we wouldn't have won it. It's just not true. It's just not true. That game, the amount of pressure on those Arsenal players, on Mikel Arteta, everyone was saying we were crumbling. We hadn't won in 3 games. We just conceded 3 goals at home for the first time in God knows how long. We hadn't scored against Liverpool or Forest. It was me, myself, Positive Dan, was saying, if we don't win this, I was so nervous for that Leeds game. I expected us to win, but I thought it'd be cagey 1-0. And that's how I thought it was going to be. But we come out, we were on the front foot, we played really well. That game, if we lost that game, my God, that would have gave Man City and Brentford and Aston Villa so much confidence. And listen, it was a huge victory against Leeds, a massive one. And let's go today and go and get to a final, guys. How can a 3-2 result be a dominant performance? Should have been 4-0 up at half time. Sorry, are we getting confused here? Because how can a 3-2 result be a dominant performance? Should have been 4-0 up at half time. What are we talking about? Oh, against Chelsea in the first leg. We were 3-1 up and we were dominating. And I never said it was a dominant performance. I said it was a great result. Winning 3-2, scoring 3 goals at Stamford Bridge is a brilliant result. That's what's got us in the position now where essentially all we need is a draw today to go through. But look, let's hope we do the business. Big up every single person in the chat. Please make sure you smash them likes for us. If you're new, please subscribe to the channel. It is myself and my brother Dan who do the channel. He does some lives, I do some lives. We both got kids and work in life and all of that. We do lives together and it gets quite techie. We started the channel, I called him Negative Dan, he called me Positive Dan. However, he is starting to become very positive, and this is why I like certain fans like Dan, because trust me, he was in a dark place. He hated Arteta, he hated everything about what was going on with Arsenal. This season, he is seeing the light. And listen, like I said, we're all allowed to change our mind, guys. We are all. If we end up with nothing this season, believe me, I'll be changing my mind. But I'm so confident we'll win at least 2 trophies this season. Absolutely buzzing for this game. Let's read some of these guys out. Of course, you can blame Arteta. He probably takes the delegation of grass too. Yeah, okay, I see where you're going. The degrees of our players fall when they trip up in grass. It's all his fault. Yeah, look, sometimes everything's just Arteta's fault. People get lost in their agenda, D. This is what happened. This is what happens. People think, you know what? Like, this is what I think, and it has to be right. And that they can't, football is about opinions. My opinion changes on players sometimes week to week basis. If Odegaard comes out today and gets 2 assists and a goal and drags us to a final, then my opinion's going to change on him again. It's normal stuff. What do we think, guys? Who should start today, guys? Asked this to Dan yesterday. Do you think we should play it safe today or go for the neck? I'm really on the fence, but I feel like with Madueke and Martinelli, I would go mid-block and counter-attacking. Really good question. because I've been thinking the same thing in my mind. And I reckon the same thing's going around Arteta's mind. It is a difficult situation because you are leading, but we're at home. And I think it's a dangerous game, a very dangerous game to be too cautious tonight. Because, like I said, even if we're 1-0 up, or even if the game's 0-0 or it's 1-1, and Chelsea score 86th minute, that horrible feeling, whole crowd goes silent. Everyone's going to get nervous. I'll take you back to the Wolves game when we were 1-0 up, and then we just kind of sat back and they scored. And we got very lucky and we got an own goal that got us out of jail and got us 3 vital points. But I think go for it today. I think go for it from the start. And then if you want to manage the game at the end, if we're leading, if we're winning in that game at the end, then you can be cautious. You can sit back because we'll be winning by 2 goals. If we're winning 1-0 in, say, the 75th minute, then you can chill because they've got to score 2 to take it to penalties. So yeah, in answer to your question, I would go for it, but I do like a mid block with Martinelli and Madueke counter attack, and I'm sure Arteta's got a great plan today. Great question, by the way, JT. Let me know what everyone else thinks. Big up Ryan Arsenal, always coming here showing us love, always. It's the lack of intellect agenda, very dangerous people. Yeah, I have to agree with you, bro. I have to. Just as I said to you before, the player mistakes that lead to us conceding the overall play was dominant. Got to score the first tonight. Yeah, listen, I think that's very important. Very, very important to get the crowd going, to make us. We could start singing about Wembley then if we score first, can't we? You know? Is the parade a family affair or a boozy one with the boys or both? Only questions we need to ask. Great question. Great question. Great question, because I think it's going to be both, because I've thought about this a lot. So I've already got the mum booked in babysitting for when I'm working out when we might win the league. And the next day my son's 4, so I would want to take him to the parade. So I'd probably take him for a little bit and then drop him back to my mum, and then I'm straight back out on the booze with the boys. So yeah, man, it's exciting times. I love these questions. Hopefully we've got a Carabao Cup there, Premier League, and who knows what else, man. It's going to be a special time, man. Big up, Christian. Hopefully see you there, my brother. Smash the like button if you haven't already. Big up, Ryan. Always showing us love. Big up everyone who comes in and shows us love, man. Like, I've been saying we're a new channel for a while now, but I'll keep saying that until next season. Once we've been here for a whole year, we started off right at the start of the season, going live. And look, man, you guys are showing us love. I love doing lives. Sometimes life gets in the way and I don't get to do it as much as I want. But I'm going to try my best to start coming live more, man. Wow, pause, man, right there. But yeah, it's a dangerous game, YouTube, man. You're proving my point, Lawrence, by saying it should have been 4-0. Means it was a dominant performance, but not capitalized with the result. Listen, that's a great point. That's a great point. That is a great point. Oh, here is my main man, my friend Shane Gooner. Winning the league is massive, would make a huge difference to the mentality in the running. Look, me and Shane don't agree on a lot of things, but I agree with you 100%. I've been saying it from the start. If we can win this Carabao Cup, I actually said that the Carabao Cup for me this season is more important than the FA Cup. And now listen, hear me out. I know the FA Cup is a way more prestige cup. It is the cup. It's the best cup competition, apart from the World Cups and the Champions League. Actual domestic cups is the best ever. It's the oldest cup. My dad and everyone tells me about the days when it was the only game on TV and all of that stuff. And in 1998, I remember watching my first FA Cup final, Overmars and Nicholas Anelka, Ray Parler and Freddie Lundberg in 2002. Of course, 2005, winning it on Patrick Vieira, scoring the winning penalty. 2003, I think it was Robert Pires against Southampton. I remember that day. My family had just moved into a new house that day and was watching it in the pub across the road. Sun was shining, and then of course the latter years with 2014, our first FA Cup. I think it was Santi Cazorla who got the equaliser with the free kick. Koscielny then scored from a corner. We were scoring from corners back then too, guys. And then, of course, it was Aaron Ramsey who got the winner. And then we won it again a year later against Aston Villa in a 4-0 win. Goal scorers, I remember Sanchez scoring. I think Sanchez scored. Theo Walcott scored a lovely volley. And I remember Giroud scoring the final goal to make it 4-0. It was a great day. And then, of course, 2017, the first ever FA Cup final that I went to. And we scored early. Sanchez scored. They equalised. And then, of course, Giroud puts in the cross and Aaron Ramsey scores. And then 2020, the cup that Mikel Arteta won himself for Arsenal. He is the only he's one of two people that have captained their side to win an FA Cup and also winning it as a manager. Can anyone tell me in the comments who the other man is? I have to disagree there, Dan. Reality, last 6 Premier League games. First, we played first. We extended the lead from 2 to 7 points. Next 3 games, City played first. We didn't win all 3 games. Game 6, we played first. They drew. Listen, I think you could go through the season. There will be times, that there has been times in this season. I remember City lost to Aston Villa. They lost to Newcastle, and we won on both of those weekends off the top of my head. So, listen, I think whatever would happen this weekend, we were always going to beat Leeds. I really do. Yeah, let's go. Let's see what's going on here. Have to go for it. I agree. Be sure to like the stream, people. It really does help with the algorithm. Appreciate that, Shane. That's very kind of you, my friend. Play like it's 0-0. That's an interesting one. Play like it's 0-0. That is a very interesting one, to play like it's 0-0. And you know what? I kind of agree with you. It's true. Play like, it's difficult, isn't it, guys? It really is difficult, because the fact that, like I said, if it gets to the 80th minute and the game's deadlock at 1-1, and not just because of Arteta's tactics, does the team naturally just say, we're 10 minutes away from a final, let's retreat back? I think it's a dangerous game to play. I really do, because if Chelsea were to score, and then let's say it's 1-1 and they go 2-1 up, it goes straight to penalties. You don't have half an hour to go and win the game in front of your home fans. It goes straight to penalties. We'd feel deflated. I think we have to go for it, guys. I really do. Shane Gooner, big up Shane from JT. I have huge problems, and I think your opinions are unfair. But in general, I can see you a good lad and supporting people you even disagree with. Yeah, I agree with that too. We all have different opinions, and we all want the team to win. Facts. That is a fact at the end of the day. Said that about the League Cup this season. It's the only time in my life I want the League Cup over the FA Cup. Look at this. What's going on, guys? It's a Tuesday. Arsenal are in the semi-final. Me and Shane Goon have just agreed twice in a space of 5 minutes. So hopefully it's going to be a good day all round. Of course, it can be heated, but at the end of the day, it's just a debate. All love your knowledge, and when you want to quiz with Jez, as soon as he invites me, I'll be on, man. I'll be on for sure. For some reason, I'm more scared of Chelsea than City. The momentum is in the opposite ways at the moment. If we go through, I'm confident we can get the Wembley win. Do you know what? It's so weird you said this, because I was thinking before, right, that I'd rather Newcastle in the final. Now I'm thinking I'd probably rather Man City. And listen, Chelsea, right? I know they came back and they had to score 3 times after being 2-0 down against West Ham, but they've beaten Napoli. Went to Napoli and scored 3 goals, to Naples and scored 3 goals. Like I said, they've won 6 out of the last 7, guys. They are a team very much on form. The only time he didn't win was when he came up against Mikel Arteta and Arsenal, and he obviously wasn't ready for that. But listen, it's scary today. I'm nervous. I'm well nervous about tonight. I am so nervous about tonight. Dan, if we end up with just the League Cup this season, would you consider it to be a good season for us? No, I would not. I would not. And if we didn't win the league from now, I would probably say it's time to move on and go with someone fresh. I'll be honest. That is probably how I'd feel. I think it's disrespectful to even talk like that now, but it's YouTube. Everyone wants your opinion, and we do this hypothetical thing all the time. So it's cool. I don't think it'd be good enough. No, I don't. Also, I think there is no OT in this game. Am I right? Yeah, there's no extra time. It goes straight to penalties. I'm pretty sure, guys. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure it does go. Let's just read this. I think it's the semi-final. By the way, guys, don't forget, basically, the only opening Chelsea had at their gaff was Esteval on MLS with Calafiori defending going forward, and it's a game changer. If you're on for a bit, if you're on for a bit more company, send the link. Yeah, I'll do that, Shane. Definitely. I've actually always wanted to get you on before because it'd be quite fun, you know. Oh, there is extra time in the semi. Sorry, guys, that is bad ball knowledge from me. That is really bad ball knowledge. Okay, well, look. Then if there's extra time in the semi, then I've got to tell the missus I might be back. I might be back an hour late. But yeah, thanks for letting us know, Ryan. Let's get this link sent out to Shane. Just give me a moment so I can get the link sent. I've just put the link in the chat, Shane. So come and join us when you're ready, my friend. Um, the stars are aligned for a win today. Shane and Dan agreeing and doing the stream. Surely it's Chelsea battering then. Well, listen, we battered them 23-24 season when Kai Havertz got 2 goals. So when Shane comes on, we'll discuss what we think about the starting lineup because we haven't got into that yet. So that'll be good. Give him a few minutes and he'll nearly be home. Big up, Shane. So we'll do what team we think we should go with when Shane jumps on. But what do we think? What do we think about Kai Havertz, guys? I just want to talk about Kai Havertz because where does his future lie? Look, we've got Waffle here. Big up, Waffle. Waffle, I've sent the link in as well. Of course, you can join us as well, my friend, if you would like. In fact, anyone can join us. Anyone can join us. Smash the like button if you hate Tottenham. Ryan, that's got to be one of the best comments I've ever had on my stream. Smash the like comment if you hate Tottenham. Brilliant stuff, man. I feel like I need to change the I need to change. Let me change this title and put get Shane in it now. Positive Dan and Shane Gooner. There we go. Let's save that now. Sorry, guys. Just editing up that title for us. So people might be thinking, what's going on? What sort of multi-universe am I living in? I don't want to edit the start time. What's it doing that for? Oh, what's going on here, guys? Sorry, guys. No, I don't know what happened there, guys. I was trying to change the thing. Anyway, let's just read this. Here we go. Tonight is important. Beginning of glory or beginning of the bottle job. This is from David. Guys, go and check out David's stuff. He's one of the best Manchester United content creators. He must be in a happy place right now, Dave. Obviously, Dave loved Amorim. No, hated Amorim. Then he loved him. And now I think he hates him again, right? Because Michael Carrick seems to be working wonders. 3 wins in a row. Dave, are you going to cut your beard? Because you said if you win 5 in a row, you'd cut your beard. So let's see if he does that. Big up the chat. And big up the legends in the house. Just sub. Nice to always see continuous Arsenal content. Fuck top and fuck the Chelsea. Yes, big up, man. Thank you, Arteta Hate University. What's going on? What's going on, man? But listen, all good, man. Thank you for subscribing. I appreciate it, man. What's Dave saying? I wouldn't touch anything, mate. You're gonna end up I wouldn't touch anything, mate. You're going to end up ending the stream. Listen, Dave, we've actually got Shane Guna joining us soon. Would you believe that? So make sure you stay tuned in. He's fucked it. I knew it. Yeah. Oh yeah. I just clocked what you said. You disappeared. I'm back now, my bro. I'm back, man. I tried to edit the name. Anyway, I think it's worked now. Anyway, yeah, it has worked. Right. I'm not considering Spurs a serious rival anymore. After all, see multiple hate-alongs on their own team and shitting on Solanke for scoring. I cannot take them serious. Really, I've not seen too much of it. You know, I thought they would actually want to get a result in that game because listen, Spurs are in a relegation battle. Let's be real. Let's be real. I think we've got someone here. I'm gonna try and add them. 1 second. I've added someone to the stage, but they're not there. I've tried to add you, my friend. One Eye Schooner, but it doesn't. I don't know what's happening there. I've added you to the stage. Hold on, give me a minute. Give me a minute. Just give me. There we go. How we doing, mate?
All right. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. Are you excited for the game today?
I'm nervous.
Same.
I'm nervous because I've been in this situation before when we're in a situation where we can reach a final or win a trophy, and we balls it up. So, you know, I hope we get through. Don't get me wrong, but there's just a little bit of me that's just a bit concerned because I watched the Chelsea game at the weekend and the way they came back at West Ham.
I watched it as well.
They're going to be buzzing tonight. So anyone who thinks it's just going to be a walkover tonight, just think again.
Just gonna add Shane there as well. Big up Shane, man.
What's
We
the
just
story?
had another. What's your name, my friend?
Lawrence.
We just had Lawrence join us as well. Big up Shane as well. Yeah, I was just asking Lawrence here how he's feeling tonight, and obviously he's like me. He's feeling nervous. I am very confident, but I am feeling a little bit nervous. What about yourself, Shane? But you're biting your nails, so
yeah, excited and excited and nervous. But that's the way it should be before games. You know what I mean? It's a cup semi-final. We know where we've been with semi-finals before. I don't think we're going out either. I really don't. And the thing in the chat, man, I was this morning as well. I thought we went straight to penalties too. I could have sworn it goes straight to penalties. And other people are saying it's changed back, and they change it every year. I could have sworn it went straight to penalties, but other people are saying there's extra time, which does give us an advantage. For me, it's more. I want to see a full team. Like I'd rather, if we did have to rest, I'd rest at home to Sunderland. Now, not heavily. I just mean one or two players, but I want the full team out tonight. I don't want Odegaard. I don't want him slowing the game down. I think he'd be tempted to play him for that reason, to slow the game down. But I'm with some of the people in the chat. Put your foot in their neck early. I think the first goal is massive. If they score first, we're in trouble. If we score first, I think their heads will drop. They've had 2 games recently where they've come back from the dead. So I was saying this morning that Rossiter's team talk should be, this is half time, just like the other game. So let's play the full match like it's the second half. We've come back from 2-0 down. We've come back from against Napoli, against West Ham. So if they go with Enzo, Caicedo, and Reece James in midfield, they could cause us trouble. If I was them, I'd be either putting Cole Palmer out the wing or dropping him, because those 3 in midfield gave us hell at Stamford Bridge, and even then when they went down to 10 men, Reece James and Enzo controlled the game. So if they play the 3 of them and move it quickly in midfield when they have the ball, we could be in trouble. But the set pieces will do them in, because their keepers, whichever one they pick, are there for the taking with set pieces. They're absolutely there for the taking. So I'd love to see a final. I'd love to. I was with you. I've been saying for months on end. This is the first season. Like anybody who watches me knows, I adore the FA Cup. Adore the FA Cup. So, but this is the first time ever I've wanted the League Cup, because if City stay on our tails, and we lose in either the semi-final or the final to them, and we're going on a run in, and we're going to the Etihad, and a draw or a win will see them off. If we've lost in the Carabao Cup, people will be saying, well, they don't know how to get over the line. They don't know how to get over the line. If we've won it, that goes away. And then it's like, yeah, now we're here. So it could work out to be absolutely perfect. If we got City in the final and gave them a spanking, that could affect them in the league. That could wobble them in the league.
If we made the final,
it'd be massive. It'd be massive.
Who would you rather play, Newcastle or City? Because, like you said, it goes both ways. City, yeah. I've changed. Before I said Newcastle. Now I'd rather face City. Same.
Newcastle have our number, not all the time, but they have been known to get the better of us. They dog walked us last season in both semis.
Also, they would be underdogs. So going into the game,
I think even City would be. I just feel the only problem with City is kind of like Liverpool, in that their keeper is okay from set pieces. That's what caught us out against them last time. Donnarumma, that's one of his strengths. But we do need to shake that needing a set piece. It's working so far. But that is one of my big worries this season, is that if they dry up, we could be in trouble. Because in the league, out of 23 games, we've only broken down 4 teams without a set piece or an own goal. As in, get the first goal to take the lead. And that worries me. But if it keeps working, it keeps working. I don't really care how we get over the line. If we get over the line, I've waited half my life, literally, mathematically half my life, to win another league. You know?
Yeah, exactly. I have to agree, but I think there's a lot of misconceptions going around. I saw what's his name, the goalkeeper, the ex-Watford goalkeeper, on his podcast, and they said something about Arsenal 17th from goals and open play. It's just not true. We're actually 7th from goals from open play. And I don't know where they're getting this thing from 17th, or they're using some sort of percentage or something to dress it up, and this is what a lot of fans do. Now you see there's a clip there from ESPN, why when Liverpool won the league, why Liverpool is so good at corners and why it's helping them win the league. And you see it when it's Arsenal, and it's Arsenal's ruining football. And also Manchester United fans, Man United fans, when they talk about set pieces, their biggest moment in their history was from 2 set pieces in a 99 Cup final, and I don't think any of them cared then. 1998, Zinedine Zidane. Correct me if I'm wrong, it might have been 1, but I remember it being 2 corners that he scored from in the final against.
I get that, but it's when it's the only way, not the only way, but it is a vast majority of the way we're breaking teams down. When you're talking about Zidane and France and stuff like that, the rest of the World Cup, they just shredded teams from open play. It was just in the final that I get that, and I get the United game. United were terrible, but go to the semi-final when they absolutely smashed Juve away from home.
Roy Keane scored a header from a corner.
He scored a header from a corner, but I mean, they did open them up. I understand using Arsenal are known as a set-piece team. Lawrence will remember with the Steve Bold flick on and Tony Adams at the back post and all of that. But it wasn't our only weapon. We still had Alan Smith getting golden boots or Ian Wright getting golden boots. So it wasn't our only. That's the only worry. I have no problem with set pieces. But it has to be part of your Arsenal, not the main reason. Not the main reason. And I'm not saying it is. And the goals from open play team, but the only having opened up 4 teams out of 23 to take the lead is a fact. And that's a worry for me, because look, we are taking the lead with open play or with goals, from set pieces, and then finishing them off from open play when they open up. But we have to find another way. We have to. Because if we want to win on all fronts, it'll be some game in the Champions League in a knockout stage or a final of an FA Cup or a League Cup, and they won't work that day. And that's my worry, is that one day where it doesn't work. And that if we have it as part of our Arsenal, it's brilliant, because teams are letting the likes of Trossard get to the byline because they're afraid to block across in case it goes out for a corner. Brilliant. So it works. It works on a lot of levels. It terrifies other teams as well. So it is a great thing to have, but we do need to give a bit more freedom to our attacking players, I feel.
I don't know why there's such an agenda about set pieces. I don't care how we score goals.
Yeah.
As long as we score and win games, that's the bottom line. I mean, this issue about set pieces is the only way we can score goals. Every team has set pieces where they score goals. I mean, I'm not a fan of statistics whatsoever. To me, football is a game where you play for 90 minutes and whoever gets the most goals wins the game. Doesn't matter how they do it. Whoever gets the most goals in a game wins the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Guys, I want to ask you about the obviously Shane, you said you'd go strong as possible. When you say as strong as possible, what does that mean the same lineup against Leeds?
No, I'd put Eze in. I'd put Eze in. He won't put Eze in. He'll be Odegaard back in for me. I think he will go with. But I'd love to see. Now we can get into different tactics. We'd love to see stuff like that. But I think he'll be Madueke. I think he'll go either Gyökeres or Havertz up front, depending on if he does bring Odegaard back in. I think he'll go maybe Martinelli. He's been good in the knockout competitions this season. I think he will go either. I think he'll go Odegaard, Rice, Zubimendi. I think Havertz will be on the bench only because he's played a bit of football and we know he's not right. If he does start Havertz, it'll be up front because I think within a couple of weeks that'll be, if they're fit, that'll be our starting lineup. Will be Odegaard in the 10 and Havertz up front. But I think he'll go Rice, Zubimendi, Odegaard. I think he'll go the back four, either Calafiori and Nketiah. I hope it's not Nketiah. He gets drawn to the ball.
I'm not convinced on Nketiah.
No, he gets drawn to the ball too much. If anyone can iron, and I've been saying this for a while, if anyone can iron out those moments out of him, any coach in the world, it is Arteta. He's brilliant with defenders. I think he could iron that out of him. Gabriel was kind of like that when he came. He's kind of like a dog. If you play with a dog in the park and he just chases the ball everywhere, that's Nketiah's problem. He gets drawn into the either the player or the ball.
100%.
And if you can iron that out, he's fine because he's making all these YouTube tackles, last ditch. But he's put himself in that situation in the first place. The best defenders like Maldini would come off sparkling. They didn't need to go to ground. You know what I mean? So for me, I wouldn't want to see. Now, Estevao is out because of family issues or something, isn't he? Which is a bit of a relief.
Yeah, he was brilliant against.
He's brilliant, but I think they might go Cole Palmer out the right to get at whichever left back we play. Either if Calafiori goes missing, or if Nketiah's there, I think there could be.
He's gone missing lately, though, isn't he? I don't want to jinx it, but Cole Palmer, he's nowhere near at the level.
He's been out in and out of the team. I still not sure about him, if I'm being honest with you. I think he's a very good player, but I don't think he's the player people say he is. At least not yet.
But he had that one outstanding season, didn't he? But yeah, I mean, he never seems to play against us. He always seems to have a knock.
There's always something wrong with him.
Reason when he plays against us, but he's a player that can change a game in an instant. Like what I was saying, if everyone is sure that this game does go to extra time, because I know against Palace it didn't, so maybe they do change it for the semi-finals. Because I was just saying, Shane, when you're at the game, if the game's at 1-1 and there's 5 minutes to go, what do we do? Literally, what do you do? Because whether it's Arteta's tactics or the players, it's natural for a team to be like, we're 5 minutes away from a final. Let's sit back. And then if Chelsea score and it goes to penalties, then suddenly you're deflated because they've just scored in the last minute and they've got the momentum then. So I think it is a tricky one. How would you approach the game? Would you be on the front foot straight away? Or would you think we'd be more cautious? Look, firstly, how would you do it? And then how do you think Arteta will play it?
Yeah, my thing is, and I think most people would know that I'm always a put your foot on their neck sort of guy. I always refer to Liverpool last season. They were 0-0 with Brentford, and they scored in injury time. And I thought, that's when I thought we still had a chance.
That's when we lost to Villa, and it drew with Villa that day, didn't we?
Yeah, and that was the game when they won that game where I thought, it's over. It's definitely over. And what they did, they went 1-0 up in injury time, but then they pushed forward again and killed it off instead of saying, well, we're going to let this team back in. I've seen it a few times at Emery, where he's made an attacking sub when I think it was against Tottenham. They were 2-0 up and Spurs pulled one back and he made an attacking sub and just kept the ball in their half while they had momentum. And I do like that. It does backfire sometimes, but I think sitting back backfires more. I really do. I just think you're inviting pressure. And I know that Arteta still has PTSD from previous seasons and he doesn't want to, and I get it. I understand it, but sometimes you need to let the players read the game. You need to let them make on-pitch decisions and go, no, look, these are coming onto us. They're getting every second ball. We need to push forward. And it's this isn't just on him. Modern managers control everything now, and they don't understand what's going on the pitch. But for me, I'd come out quick tonight, try and hit them early, get them to drop their heads, and then you can sort of slow it down. So I'd be keeping Odegaard on the bench with someone like an Eze, hit them early, take a lead by a goal, maybe 2 if possible. And then you can bring Odegaard on and slow it down if you want. And their heads will drop. For me, I'm with you with where it's 1-1, it's tricky. If it goes to extra, again, I'm confused on this. I could have sworn it doesn't go to extra time, but someone told me in the semis they changed it back again. Regardless, they always have extra time in the semi-finals
You know, in the other rounds, it goes straight to penalties. But
stupid. It should be the same the whole way through.
It should be the whole way through. And I could have sworn one year they had it where there was no. Anyway, I could be wrong. But yeah, no, it's a tough one. It's a tough one. If we were a different team, with you know, I would say push forward. But we are built to lock up. We have the players to lock up. So I suppose you'd have to go lock up. But like you said, if they were to just make it 2-1 in injury time, they have the momentum. Then it's very hard to switch back. It's very hard to switch back. So I would worry about it. I'd like to see us just go for it. But once we get through, I don't really care. I don't really care. Once we get through, I need a final, man.
Do you think we'll go through it?
Yeah, I think we'll go through. Yeah.
Do you think we'll take the game to them though from the start? I think we will at the Emirates.
I think we'll have periods, definitely. Yeah. And the crowd will be up for it. Nighttime cup semi-final. I think we'll go for it. But it's just if they score first, I'd worry. But we'll definitely score at least a goal. So they need to score 2 minimum to get it to penalties for me.
There's a question here from David, a friend of mine, Man United fan. He's got a question for you, Shane. I think he's trying to poke the bear a little bit, but can you read it?
Shane, if you don't cross the line tonight, they could pitch it. Yeah, look, the whole thing with the league being over with, I think that's insanity for people to be thinking that. I had someone in my chat say, which is a good way of looking at it for the league, was view the Etihad game as a loss, right? Not saying that you're going there thinking we're going to lose, but just view it as a loss and go, okay, it's 3 points. That way, if you keep a 4, 5, 6 point lead going into that game and you don't lose, you draw with them or you beat them at the end, it's like a bonus. But that should be the mentality to keep us safe. You shouldn't be going, oh, well, we're 6 points. You should be going, well, we do have to go to the Etihad. Now, I want the league done. I want the league done by the time we face them at the Etihad. Because if they can, even if we're 6 points clear then and they win, you start to think, oh God, if we slip up again, if we lose, and that's when the games look different. Like the Leeds one, we were all worried for the Leeds game. There's no Arsenal fan that they can't tell me that. There was a couple of people in my chat saying, I was thinking, boy, this is going to be a draw. This is going to be a draw. And I've only called 2 Arsenal losses this season, by the way. But I was saying this is going to be a draw. And then we went and we absolutely battered them. And I thought, that's great now. And then City slipped up. But that can happen next weekend. It can go the other way. The people forget that. The weekend before we lost and City won. And, I know we're playing Sunderland and I'd be 95% sure we're going to beat Sunderland. I'd never be 100% sure, ever. Even under the invincible season, it can't be 100%. It's possible.
What do you think about Liverpool and City, though? Because I watched Liverpool against Newcastle the other day, and that's the best Liverpool performance I've seen all season. So it's perfect for them to go into that game at home.
Yeah, that gives me less hope with the way Liverpool are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, with the way they are, they'll have one good performance, and then they'll go out swaggering, and they'll get, you know what I mean? They'll open up. You don't know. That Liverpool City game is a flip of a coin for me. One of them could win 4-0. The other one could win 4-0, or it could be you just don't know with that game. It depends who shows up.
If it does go 9 points, I would think it was. I would say it was over then. And listen, I know it's not mathematically, it wouldn't be, but I think if we went 9 points clear with 12 games to go, I couldn't see Man City catching us, simply because when I look over at the Man City now, I don't see Kevin De Bruyne, I don't see David Silva, I don't see that same City. It's still a great side, of course. They've still got the best manager in the world. They've got a Ballon d'Or winner. They've got the best striker in England, if not in Europe. So they're still a top side, but I just think they've run out of a bit of gas, a bit of the defense is just not what it was. But they do have defenders coming back. And look, football things change very quickly. I remember at the start of the season, everyone was saying it's done. There's no way that we can win the Premier League. We were 5 points behind. Had we lost to Newcastle, it would have been 8. We cut it down to 2, and we are where we are now. So of course, football things change very quickly. But I just think this Arsenal team now, we've been here before, and I think hurt helps you to, when you get hurt by something so much, I think it helps you. When you're in that situation again, you make sure it doesn't happen. If you're if you're seeing a girl and she hurts you, and you see all the same traits, you make sure that you leave before it's too late. I just feel like this Arsenal team now is ready to go and win, and that's why tonight is so huge. Because, like I was saying, if we face Manchester City in a final and beat them, they're done. We'll have so much confidence going into the game at the Etihad, which is only a few weeks after, right? April the 18th, and the finals on the 22nd. we could even play them in the Champions League.
Mhm.
We could potentially play City 2 legs in the Champions League, Carabao Cup final, and away. We could even get them in the FA Cup. You know, it's highly unlikely,
but they could beat us in all of them.
exactly. And this is the thing. That's why it's dangerous. Because if they were to beat us in a final, then the
Knock
players
us out of the
would
Champions
question
League.
themselves. Yeah, and if they knocked us out of the Champions League,
You can never write. Sorry, you can never write off Man City.
No,
I'm sorry. You can never write them off, even if they're playing crap. You can never write them off. To me, 6 points is nothing. You know, how many times have we seen in the past where we've been ahead of them and we've screwed it up? I mean, who remembers a few years ago we were 8 points clear at the tail end of the season?
What I will say to that though, Lawrence, is a lot of people say how many times. It's only been twice, right? And one of the times we was only a point ahead. 2023-24, it was neck and neck the whole season, and then we went to the Etihad and drew, which left us a point ahead with 5 games to go.
Before that, at Christmas, we lost 2 in a row when we were about 6 points clear. We lost 2 in a row and let them back in. We lost to Fulham and we lost to Villa.
West Ham at home. Yeah, West Ham at home and Fulham.
Fulham and West Ham. Yeah, West Ham.
And then we went on that run and won 17 out of 19, and ultimately it wasn't enough. But the 2022-23 season, no one expected us to win the league. I don't even think I was like we might be able to get top 4. It was the youngest team in the league. It was Arteta's 3rd or 4th year as a manager. I just think it's totally different now. Listen, the football was better then as well, by the way. You know, that was some of the best football I've ever seen over at the Emirates. But ultimately, we won nothing. So this season, hopefully,
the thing on that though, Dan, is that his objective, the first full season, was to get top 6, and he missed out by finishing 8. Now, someone put this to me the other day. Then the next season was to get top 4.
He did win a trophy in his first. He did win a trophy in his first.
No, but the first full season.
Oh,
when he finished 8 the second time, right? It was to get top 6, and I'll use the term bottled that. Then it was to get Champions League, and he bottled that. And then it was, granted, his objective the next season wasn't to win the league, but you can be sure by Christmas they would have redone the, this is your objective now, mate. You know what I mean? You're this far ahead. So that is my worry, is that, and I know you said that the hurt can work. It can to it for a time, but if it keeps happening, it becomes a problem then, because you start to think, as soon as you wobble, you start to think, oh, here it is again. Here it is again. If you play any sort of individual sport, like I always refer to pool. If you're ever playing pool and you're on form, the pockets look like buckets, and you ping, 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 ping. But if you've missed a black in an important frame, the next time you're doing it, the ball suddenly looks like a bowling ball, and the pocket looks like a pinprick, and you know everything. And you're going, I'm going to miss it again. I'm going to miss it again. So I do understand how using the hurt to feed it on, but sometimes those emotions, he needs to reel them in. He needs to say, we're at home to Sunderland, just go beat them. This isn't about going 8 points clear or 9 points clear or 6 points, whatever it will be come the game. This is about just going out and beating a team that have a terrible away record. Go out, play your game, and you'll beat them. I understand with the cup semi-finals, it's very hard not to get the players up for it, and you should use emotions a lot of the time, but sometimes you need to just pull up, reel it in a little bit. So for me, I'm at the point where 9 points, I would be going, well, he can't blow it from here. He can't. But there will always be something in me going, until he gets over the line. That's the only time that I can't think that he'll blow it. And that's just me with my PTSD. Some people can handle it differently. Some people can say, no, we're definitely doing it. And more power to them. But, you know, there's nobody going to tell me.
What if we win the Carabao Cup, though? Would that make
I'll change that. That'll help. That won't fully change my mind, but it will definitely give me a lot more hope. A hell of a lot more hope. Because we've gotten over the line. That's what it's all about.
But the point I'm making is that year we were 8 points clear. We were 8 points clear with a few games left of the season. And we had a run.
It wasn't a few games left. I think.
Well, I mean,
they also had a game in hand. They also had a game in hand, which a lot of people like to not.
And us at the end.
But the thing is, we had a run where we drew to Liverpool when we were 2-0 up. We drew to West Ham when we were 2-0 up.
Fault.
When we missed a penalty as well, and then we drew
Sunderland 3-3 as well. Or
Southampton.
Yeah,
you know, and that cost us because had we won those games, we'd have won that league that year. So that's the point I'm making. So whether we go 9 points clear at the weekend or not, I'm not going to write City off completely until the end of the season, because you just never know about this City team.
Our best win and run, Lawrence, in the league is 5 games, I think.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think that's our best win and run in the league. So if we put a 5-6 together now, I think then that'll be. But Villa have already had an 11-game winning streak. I think City have had a 7. So if City or Villa, and I still include Villa, I had Villa to win the next 5 games, so it shows that I know, and then they went and lost to Brentford. And we are away to Brentford after Sunderland. There's people were looking at the fixtures going, well, we got Liverpool and all that away. For me, the away games that I worried about were the Sunderlands, the Villas, the Leeds, which we did win, Newcastle, which we won. But I just think that if one of them puts a 6-7 game winning streak together, they could rattle us. They really could rattle us.
And we also got the North London derby coming up as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you think they're going to lie down, especially after
that's always scary, just because it's the North London derby.
Yeah,
but, I mean,
emotions come into it, and you don't play your game.
The amount of games we've beat them. I mean, when was the last? I think what have they got? 1 draw in maybe the last 10 or something like that. It's the rest of 9 wins.
You add in what the game means and everything. It changes everything. Yeah. It changes everything.
Let's read some of these not super chats. I wish there were super chats, but let's read some of these chats out. I think for a moment's perspective, I'd rather play City, but from what I've seen this season, we're not turning up for the big clubs. You make a good point, but we have beaten big teams in the Champions League, Inter Milan, Bayern Munich. We've beaten Aston Villa as well, who are one of the big teams this year. But I agree, we failed to beat Liverpool. We failed to beat Manchester City. Of course, we beat Chelsea once now. So, look, we generally do good against the big teams. In past seasons, we had that great record against the top 6 for however long, until Liverpool beat us earlier in the season. I'm with Shane, though. I think Man City right now are a little bit wounded. I think Newcastle would be heavy underdogs. We've gone up to Newcastle. We've not had the best records. I know we beat them earlier on this season. But you take any of them. But I actually wanted Newcastle in the final, only because I was so scared that if we did lose to City, it could be a bad decision by a ref. It could be a penalty decision. It could be anything. And if we lost to them, I worry about what that would do to the team and the momentum it would give City. But why not? Let's just go for it. Let's just, like Shane says, put a foot on the neck and kill City off.
Yeah.
Don't start, Dan. Don't worry. I've got a question coming soon. The question is coming soon. We also played unreal football, the Lulu fella. Oh, Manchester United. Manchester United, he's referring to Manchester United in the 2012-13 season when they won their last Premier League title. They had scored 15 corners. We just broke that record by scoring 16 the other day. So Man United held the record for most corners scored in a season until we beat it the other day. Also, per corner, not in general, United is apparently first at corner goals. Did you not fact check this? No, they were. We beat it the other day, but they had the record. The thing is, Beckham was whipping them all the time, and everyone was saying how great it was. Listen, rival fans, I get it. You have to say something. You have to say something against the team that's doing well. It's normal. It's normal. I love the fact that other teams are salty about it. I love the fact that I had my friend ring me up the other day and say, my Liverpool fan, he's getting mad, Dan. I said, what's he getting mad over? He just said, it's like a cheat code. These Arsenal corners, and I love that it's winding them up. That's what I want.
It is a worry, though, Dan, that we're taking the lead with them all the time, that we need them to take the lead. That's the worrying part for me, is that, like I said, 4 times in the league, we've taken the league without them. That is a worry.
Is that definite fact? Is that definite fact, though, Shane? There's only 4
I went through the games.
There's only 4 games. Say it again. So there's only 4 games
out of the games we've taken the lead in the league.
Oh, out of the games we've taken the lead in. So there's been other games where we've turned it around, maybe, where they've scored.
Yeah, but have we gone behind often? We've only gone behind a couple of times, I think. But anyway,
not
that we've needed either an own goal or a set piece in the rest of them to take the lead until the other team has to naturally come out and we score. So that is a worry to me, that when it comes to it, like you said, a final or something like that, if they don't work, then I worry. But it's a small worry. But this is the thing when people say,
but it's a great weapon, because I could see us winning a final with a corner. I really could.
Yeah, I could. But my point is, but you see, that's the difference. You're looking at it going, well, I could see us winning it, and I'm looking at it in the cautious way, going, well, what if it doesn't work? You know what I mean? Like, so I understand both point of views, but this is the thing. Like, the views always says it like a boxer, win, lose, or draw, will rewatch his fights loads of times to concentrate on the 5% of things he didn't get right. And if you want to win the big prizes in elite sport, and the English league is the hardest league out in the world, let's get it right. Football as a whole is terrible at the moment, but out of all of them, it's the best league in the world. Or not the best, it's the hardest to win. But if you want to be the best at elite sports, you have to take 95% of what you did good and push that aside and go, look, we're good at that already. What we have to do is concentrate on the 5% that we got wrong, or the 5% we can improve, and improve that. Because if we were to start opening up and playing fantastic football, not necessarily pretty on the eye, just quick moving, move the ball quickly, score goals, take shots, all of this stuff that we want them to do, and we had that as well as corners, we'd be unstoppable. We'd smash everybody. You know what I mean? So when we're picking apart Arteta's mistakes, it's because we want them to fix it. Like, drop Odegaard, but it's too slow. The game, we go in on them for 2 years.
It did drop him against Leeds, but also Arteta and his team 100% are sitting there after games going, they're not just sitting there going, right, let's just focus on corners. They're obviously
why can't we say that then? That's all we're saying is you need to fix the other parts. We're not trying to dig him out all the time. Like, someone said to me, you have an agenda against Odegaard, and I said, no. If he plays well, I'll say he played well. The only problem is that 20 of the last 22 games he's played badly, so it looks like I have an agenda.
But Shane, the thing with Arteta, I saw on your stream, and I referred to it quite a lot, because I don't know if you were just angry or what, but you said, if he were to win, you done it me, you started going into the future in that, right? And you said, hypothetically, if he won 3 Premier Leagues, a Champions League, and a League Cup, plus the FA Cup he's already got, you said that would just be all right. It wouldn't be anything special over 10 years.
Surely, over 10 years. What did Wenger do in his first 10 years?
Yeah, he won
FA Cups and 3 leagues.
Yeah,
he won several FA Cups.
Was that not special?
No, that was good. That was good. Ferguson won a lot more special.
What about what Klopp done, for example? Because Klopp in 9 years, 10 years.
I don't agree with his reign being as good as people say. I think it was good, but I don't think it was exceptional as people say.
If Arteta won back-to-back Premier League, something that we've never done since, when do we have to go back to? You tell me, is it the 30s?
Yeah.
So you got to go back to the 30s. So surely if he won back-to-back titles and a Champions League...
That would be a special period in his reign, all right? But you have to look at it as a whole.
Yeah, the Champions League that we've never won before. So you're talking a Champions League, 2 Premier Leagues, add a League Cup in was what you said, plus the FA Cup, 5 trophies. 1 of them being one we've never before, and 2 of them being back-to-back Premier Leagues in the space of 10, 12 years. Surely that would be special, man. Surely.
It's not special. No, that would be a special period. That would be a special period in his reign. But I'm talking, if you look back 30 years later, you go, yeah, it was good. That was very good. You wouldn't go, it was the best manager we've ever had, or it was you go, that period, that 3-year period was exceptional. But you have to look at it as a whole. That's all I was saying, is you have to look at it as a whole. Because when people are saying, if he wins the league, this is amazing. But then you go, his whole reign is, tell me you were wrong about him, admit you were wrong about him. Well, no, I wasn't wrong the other 5 years. I was wrong this year. I didn't think he'd get over the line this year. But if he was to finish...
You didn't think we'd finish top 4 this year, did you?
No, I didn't. No, I thought we'd capitulate. But that's called a prediction. I also said Villa would finish in the top 4 and everybody laughed at me.
Everyone could listen. We all get predictions wrong. And what I always say as well is, you're right to change your mind. I've said it earlier on the stream before you wasn't here. People, I don't like to talk about this because I think we're in such a strong position. I think it's a bit disrespectful to do it, but we're on YouTube and we all play this game. So I'll play the game. If we don't win anything this season, if we didn't win the league from now, obviously the only thing that'd make up for it would be a Champions League. If we did somehow stutter in the Champions, if we somehow fell apart in the league now, I would be like, we go with someone fresh. I'd hold my hands up and say it. So when I hear people like you say, that it wouldn't be special if we won a Champions League, and it wouldn't be special if we had
no. The whole reign. So let's say it right. You know what I mean? I'm talking, if he had a 12, that would take about 12 years. If you were to look back and go, okay, so he got 2 leagues in 12 years and a Champions League, a League Cup and an FA Cup in 12 years, spread out over 12 years.
Yeah, I still don't think that'd be special because of the team he walked into, though. So you can't expect him to be winning leagues in the first 3 or 4 years, can you?
Well, I can, yeah.
Well, what manager's done it, bar Ranieri? Because some people say to me, Conte, that came in when Chelsea finished 10th, right?
And he got Blackburn promoted and won the league 2 years later.
They won the league before that, so I don't count that one. So Kenny Dalglish, right, got them promoted and won the league 2 years later.
Howard Wilkinson got Leeds promoted and won the league the next season.
So we're going back to, what years are we going back to there, though? I mean,
that's in the 90s. That's in the early 90s.
Yeah, so that's 2 of them. The game has changed a hell of a lot now for a team to come on, get promoted, or a team to be finishing 5th, 6th, 7th, and then just win the league out of nowhere. So
Chelsea finished 12th under Mourinho, and then Conte won it the next year.
Yeah, but the year before that they'd won the league, so they were a team that already won the league, and then they had.
But the year before Arteta came in, we got to a European final.
Yeah, which we lost.
Let's remember the players he walked into. He walked into Martinelli, Saliba, Xhaka, Aubameyang, Ozil, Guendouzi, Tierney, Emi Martinez.
You have to agree Ozil was finished then, and Aubameyang was, you know,
I'm seeing a lot of montages of Ozil now with people saying, "Oh, I wish we still had a player like this."
No, well, listen, Ozil on his day at the Emirates, when I used to go there, he done. I used to enjoy watching him play, but he frustrated the hell out of me at the same time. But when he was at Arsenal, when Arteta came, he was finished. Because where did he go after? He went to Fenerbahce or wherever it was, and he was done after 6 months. He never played. He went into politics, started doing weights. So Ozil was done. You know, listen, the team was decent, but let's have it right. We were getting pumped 4-0, 5-0, 6-0. It was embarrassing. Whenever we played a big game, you knew we were conceding at least 4 goals. It was an embarrassing time to be an Arsenal fan. So I think you have to look at perspective for those first few years. Now, however, he should have probably won a Europa League. I agree. We lost to Villarreal in the semis, and I think who won it that year?
Should have won the League Cup last year as well.
I won it that year.
Who won it that year? Was it Villarreal?
Villarreal won it.
Emery won.
That team was good enough for me. You know, he probably should. And that's the thing. I think had he won a Europa League or a League Cup or an FA Cup, one more, I think people like Shane and yourselves would have been a bit more.
That's all we've ever said. This is the funny thing, though, Dan. We're the ones saying that we want him to cop onto himself to win trophies, right? And we've been getting told for the last 3-4 years, just to keep him in a job, that trophies aren't that important. Why are you going on about trophies? Glory hunter trophies. Now it's, if he wins trophies, then you have to hold that, and you don't get to celebrate. We're the ones demanding trophies for the last 5 years. And now suddenly trophies are important because you think they're coming. But we were told for the last 4 years that they're not important.
You know what's funny you say that, though? Because you know Rashid, you go on his show and that as well, right?
Yeah.
Me and Rashid, we used to have banter or whatever. And I remember when we beat Newcastle, and I was like to him, you know, I was saying, listen, we've done it. He predicted us to loss and said it was all over and all of that. And he said to me, and he always says it, it's his thing, but we'll win the war. And I'm like, what do you mean win the war? Like, because if we don't win it, I'm going to be hurting. You're going to be hurting. How do you win a war? You don't win any. No one wins anything if Arteta and Arsenal fail. None of us of Arsenal fans win.
But that's the thing. You even said Arteta first. You said Arteta and Arsenal.
Yeah, because
that's my thing.
Yeah, because what he's saying is that when Arteta fails, you guys win the war. That's what he's saying. Which you know, if
but then it's just the way he's wording it. It's just I've said that this season I can't lose. That's what people don't realize is that either Arsenal win a big trophy, or we get rid of the manager and we go in the way that I think. Now, I'm not saying that if we get in a new manager, things will be better. I'm just saying that, especially at the start of the season, I was thinking this ain't working, and I want what's best for my club. Whoever the manager is, if they win, they win. I didn't like Bruce Rioch. I hated the way he was trying to change Ian Wright's game. But if he had won something, I would have gone great. I would have celebrated.
He told him about McGinty, didn't he?
He showed him videos of John McGinley and saying this is the way you need John fucking McGinley. Like, so this is, I didn't like him for that. But he did sign Bergkamp. You know what I mean? So there is always pluses and minuses. The thing is that it's this idea that the new narrative is now is that we have to like Arteta personally. I've openly admitted I can't stand the sight of him. I don't like him. I think he's a nasty person. But if he wins,
what's that about? What's that about?
I just don't like him. I don't trust him. Have you never met anyone that you or seen someone, an actor that you don't like? Is there any some like I always use the example of my album with Tom Cruise. I'll say, oh, you have to watch Jerry Maguire. No, Tom Cruise, I can't stand him. Can't look at him. That's me with him. I don't trust him. I think he's nasty, and the way he plays players injured and stuff like that. Why wasn't Marino subbed off against United when he broke his foot?
Why do you think he's nasty though? I have to understand this.
It's just I don't trust him. I don't trust him. I think he's slimy. I think he's arrogant. Everything he says, he lies all the time. You need a bit of
arrogance, don't you? If you want to be in a top level sport,
you have to earn arrogance. You can have confidence. I just don't like him. I don't trust him. I think that I don't like the way he throws people under the bus. I don't like the way he plays injured players all the time. I don't like the way he manipulates. But why was Marino taken off against United? He broke his foot. Why did he play on?
I'm not sure if we don't know all the details to that, do we? I don't think if you ask Mikel Marino, I'll throw you under the bus. I don't think he'd be saying yeah.
Well, no. But why did he make him play on?
Well, I don't know. He doesn't know if he was injured. I mean, I remember Van Persie broke his leg scoring a goal against Man United. I think it was the 2007 season. Metatarsal. No one knew till he took his boot off. So I don't think you could blame Arteta for that. But the fact, I've seen you say, you hate him, and I've seen other people, not just you. That's what I don't understand. How?
But why does it bother you?
No. I just like to understand why you hate someone who's.
I just don't like him
at the forefront of your
just
club.
Like Johnny in the chat says, he doesn't like me. That's fair enough.
Yeah,
he's never met me.
I agree with Shane. I mean, I never wanted Arteta when the job was available. Because if you remember, when the job was available, we could have had Ancelotti. You know, Everton were looking for a manager at the same time. And the fact is you don't give our job to someone who's got no experience. And Arteta had no previous managerial experience. Now, had we got Ancelotti and Arteta had gone to Everton, I think things would have been different. You know, I'm not saying we'd have won something straight away, but he would have turned things around, and we may have won a league title in a year or two time, you know, after he joined us. But the fact remains with me is that he's been in the job for 6 years, and all we've won in 6 years is one FA Cup with a team that wasn't even his. You know, I mean, it's like you winning a Porsche in a lottery, and they deliver the car to your house, they give you the keys, and then your 17-year-old kid is tapping you on the shoulder because he wants to take the car out.
I'll tell you why I disagree with that. Yeah, because if we didn't win the league this year and then we come in next year and got Enrique and he won it, what would we say then? You know, it's that whole thing about not being your team, and that I can't agree with that, because even Slot got a lot of it last year. I'm sorry. They had a great team of world-class players in it, but Klopp didn't win a Premier League for the last 3 years with that team. He came in and won it, so all the credit goes to him. Arteta managed that team, that Arsenal team that hadn't won a trophy in 3 years. He managed that team. He managed all the games in the FA Cup. He beat Pep Guardiola in the semi-final with using great tactics, went to a back five, done the same thing against Chelsea. That's his FA Cup. He won it. He's the one who lifted it. All right. Now, since then on, he's not won a trophy, 100%. But if he does go on now to win trophies, like I think we all think we're going to win trophies, right? We'll come on to that question shortly. If he does do that, I find it strange then that you would ask someone, you know, say you meet someone in a few years' time, Shane, well, they say you're an Arsenal fan and, yeah, who's your favourite player? What do you feel? And you say, oh, well, I don't like the manager, though. And they're like, hold on, he just won you back-to-back Premier Leagues, but you don't like him. I find that a little bit strange, but listen, everyone...
Because I don't like him personally. I don't understand what the obsession is. This is the new thing. People have to change their mind that we have to like him. I don't like him. It's just simple as that. Like I said, I didn't like Bruce Rhea.
Yeah, but Bruce Rhea was there for 5 minutes. He was there for 5 minutes.
But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Yeah. Sometimes you just don't like people. I just don't like them. You know what I mean? I don't understand what the problem is. If he's winning me trophies, I don't care if I like him or not. You know what I mean? I really don't. If I owned a company and I had a manager that was running my company and I didn't like him, but he was making me loads of money, I wouldn't care. I'd be like, well, I don't like him, but you know what I mean? So what? I don't understand what the issue is. I mean, there's a lot of people that don't like him. There's a lot of people that don't like the look of him. You know, and people that don't even watch football.
Don't like the look of him. What's that about? Come on.
But what's the problem? I don't understand.
No, but I need to understand what that means. Don't like the look of him. What does it mean? Like,
have you never seen someone on telly or a presenter or something and you go, I don't like the look of that guy? Have you never had that with an actor with ever? No? Everybody has.
Don't like the look of him. I don't know. I think it's a bit different with you know, you might have a laugh or something with an actor or something.
But I've just said about 12 different points and you're concentrating on one. As to why.
Yeah, well, look, the other one's about throwing under the bus. I don't see how he's thrown up under people under the bus. I don't see.
He didn't throw Eze under the bus after the Liverpool game, pointing out specifically his miss after 13 minutes into his career, where he's given Kai Havertz 55 games.
I can't remember if he said
he did. That. He said specifically if Eze puts that chance away. He didn't even use his first name. If Eze puts that chance away, it's a different story. He wouldn't do that to any of the others.
Well, I'm not sure.
And Johnny telling me to tell DJP if he misses him, nobody misses you, mate. Trust me.
Right, let's read some of these out. Here we go. What does Shane think about Havertz? Go on. Sorry, I'll let you come in.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask the two of you a question. If we just end this season with just the League Cup in the cabinet, would you say that's been a successful season?
No, not for me. It would not be. We have to win the Premier League. And if it's not the Premier League, it has to be the Champions League.
Yeah. I think he will keep his job if he wins the Cup, though.
What does Shane think about Havertz instead of Odegaard in the 10 recently? I really disliked him in the past and especially in the 10, but now in the SS-ish roles, going back to Pro Evolution days, I think he bounced off well with Gyökeres. I'll just come to this quickly and just say that I have been saying, and Shane will probably disagree with me, but I've been saying it all season, that we will play better football and score more goals when Kai Havertz is in the team. And people say, oh, no, you're crazy. And I say, hold on, 2023-24, when Havertz first came in the team, he played midfield for the first half of the season, scored 1 goal, penalty that was given to him away at Bournemouth. After that, he went on to score another 12 goals. We very nearly won the Premier League. He did miss big chances, but he did score big goals. 2 goals against Chelsea in the title race. I remember him getting a winner away at Brentford, scored against Tottenham when we beat him 3-2. We were 3-0 up in that game. So, and I feel like Saka's had his best season when playing with Kai Havertz. I've always said that I think he will be the catalyst for us playing better football. In the midfield role, I'm not so sure. I'd probably rather see him up top, but I do think he could help Gyökeres out. I'll let Shane go now, and then Lawrence, you can tell us what you think.
Yeah, with me, I'm just at the point now. I used to be, we have to play Eze instead of Odegaard, and I'd have that debate with people. And now I'm just like, once Odegaard isn't in the team, because I really think he's that detrimental to the team. He just slows everything down. His confidence is shot. He's just like Havertz against Leeds didn't do much, but we played better just because. And I'm of the belief it's because Odegaard wasn't in the team. People say, "Oh, but he came on and he set up a goal." Yeah, but it's when the game stretched. You don't need him when you need a goal, and Arteta knows it too. Who's subbing their captain when we need goals all the time? Your so-called creative.
This is what I said. This is exactly what I said.
He knows deep down. Again, this is another reason why I don't like him, because his stubbornness. He keeps starting him. Now, people say, oh, he didn't play him against Leeds. He bent to media pressure and fan pressure. He'll be starting again come 2 weeks. He'll be starting every league game. We all know he will. But that's another reason why I don't like him. That's stubbornness to prove a point at the detriment of the team. And there's no one that can deny that. He does that. He plays playing Odegaard all the time. And for the last year, he has not been close to good enough. And he keeps playing him, knowing that the team, he must know, Dan, he must see that the team is better with him out of it. I mean, we can all admit that especially the last, this season, we look at the games where we smashed teams and dominated for a lot of the game. Apart from the Villa game, he didn't play in any of them. You know what I mean? So he's not the man, and Arteta will go back to him. I don't see him. I see Odegaard probably by the Brentford game being back in starting every game, regardless of injuries and stuff like that. And that's again another reason. That's stubbornness to prove a point. It shouldn't be the way it is. We've seen managers before. Pep, I'm done with Grealish, just sell him or get rid of him on loan, whatever the case may be. You need that. You need to be able to say, nah, he's not doing it anymore. Sorry, you're out of the team. And again, it bleeds back to the likes of Eze and Ethan, players like that. When they come on, they're going, well, that doesn't matter if I get a start. It doesn't matter how I play. He's back in the team next week, regardless of what I do and what he does. It's just not a good motivation for other players. But for me, I'd play Havertz. He wouldn't be my first choice to replace him. It would be Eze for me. But if it keeps Odegaard out of the team, yeah, I'm all for it.
Lawrence, how do you feel about that, mate?
Yeah, I mean, you just got to look back at the game against K-Rat in the Champions League. When he brought Odegaard on, he slowed the game down too much. I mean, we were cruising 3-1 up. We were cruising at 3-1 at half time, right? And as soon as he came on, we were a pale shadow of what we were, of the team we were in the first half. And a team that we should have beaten like 5-6-1, we just scraped past them 3-2. I don't know what it is with Odegaard, I mean, if I was manager, I would strip him of the captaincy. He has no leadership skills whatsoever. He's been a big letdown for us over the last 12 months, in my opinion. And I can't think of any other team who subs their captain off after 55 minutes. That's an embarrassment. I mean, you think of all the great captains we've had in the past, Frank McClintock, Tony Adams, David O'Leary, Kenny Sansom. None of them ever got hooked off 10 minutes into the second half. But the regularly as well. Yeah. But, as I said, as Shane just says, it just seems to be an ongoing thing that Arteta takes him off after 55, 60 minutes. What's the point? Why is he captain?
I hear you, man. Let's read some of these out. Arsenal need to go straight for the throat. I feel the result will be a 2-1 Arsenal win. You can't afford to let Chelsea score first and chase the game.
Fact.
Eze starts. Do you know what? Eze scored in a, I know it's not with Arsenal, but he scored in the semi-final for them last season in the FA Cup, and he scored in the final. I feel like Eze at home, when everything's going well, feel good factor, big game. I feel like this could be a game for Eze as well. I would actually like to see him start as well. Odegaard, my dad, he loves Odegaard, and he always tell me after a game, I won't see it, right? My dad's Irish like you, Shane, as well, right? And he will say to me, he said to me before when we first had him on loan, I was always like the Bamiyang, who's the guy that got the goals. And my dad always said to me, that boy there, I tell you, that boy there from Madrid, we got on loan, he's our best player. And he said it, and I didn't really see it. And then he had that standout season, 2022-23, and I thought, fucking hell, my dad was right. But since then, you know, listen, the press, I think he presses probably better than anyone, but you need more than that. And it's when I'm at the Emirates, I say, Dad, did you not just see that? He pulled out of a 50-50. I can't have my captain pulling out of 50-50s. And what I did notice, I noticed only Kirat, as soon as Havertz got on, that first time ball that he played to Gyökeres, Odegaard ain't doing that anymore. And this is what I go back to what you said, Shane said. I think his confidence is done. I think the confidence is done. And look, maybe him not playing and coming on for the last 20 minutes could be the way, because he come on against Newcastle when in that game, and he was brilliant when he came on. So maybe there's you know, the teams are more tired, and if you do want to slow the game down, maybe that's an option with Odegaard to do. But listen, he probably will start today, but we'll wait and see. You never know. But with this game time, I don't trust him enough. Big up BBK, man. We've got to get you on there one time as well. Big up the fellas. Not nervous at all. Either he wins this or it's more proof that he can't get over the line. Yeah, that is. Listen, I do think, you know, there will be a big, you know, despite where we are in the league, I think there will be a massive outrage if we wasn't
to be fair though, Dan, we give out about you lot turning everything back to the manager, and I'm actually going to, and me and BBK are close, that it can also we will all dump it on him. I'm sure that's unfortunately that's what comes with the job, but then we have to look at the players as well and say, you boys have struggled to get over the line. You know what I mean? So it will 100%. Be as a whole for me. I'm the first to go in on him every time. But I'm also fair enough to say that, oh, well, he improves defenders. Oh, well, he got it right against this team. He got it right against that team. My issue is people having to convince you that he's the man, and just, why does it matter to you so much if I don't think he's the man? I don't understand the mentality of it. I really don't.
I hear that, man. Johnny D says, let's ask people where they predict Arsenal will finish the league before a ball was kicked. You'd be amazed at some of the panel. We've already gone through that, man. We know Shane's already said it. But listen, even that prediction, I say you can always get a prediction wrong, man. People said to me, that like, you said you said there's a chance we could go invincible. I said, yeah, I said there was a chance. So what? You know what I mean? It's football's a game of opinions, and that's the beauty of it. But what I will ask is, I'll go to Lawrence first. Do you think we'll win the Premier League this season? My question is, if you had a free bet now from any bookies in the world, and they said there's $100,000 free bet, put it on any team you want. Forget about the odds. The odds are all the same. They're all evens. All 20 teams are evens. Are you putting your $100,000 on?
Well, I come from the old school where the league title is decided at the end of May. Sorry, decided in May, not in August. You know, and some of the things I've seen online at the weekend after we beat Leeds is that we've virtually won the title. You know, who wins the league title in February?
That's also the media putting a lot of pressure on us. I know Paul Mercer.
Yeah, I know, but I've seen some fans on Facebook and Instagram having a meltdown saying, "Oh yeah, we've won it now. There's still 14 games to go."
Well, look, it's clear we've not won it. You know, Jamie Redknapp's come out and said this. You know, they're putting pressure on us. It's clear we've not won it. Yeah. I've maintained from the start of the season, even when we were behind at the start, that we will win the Premier League. I've been very confident that we'll win the Premier League. So that's why I still think we'll win the Premier League. You know, even if we were to lose our next game, I still think we are going to win the Premier League this season. That's just how I see it. Unless we go behind, maybe I'll change my mind. But right now, I feel like we'll win it. But just just if you had a free bet, £100,000 free bet you've been given to you, you've won a competition, and they say you can put it on one team to win the league. Who are you putting it on?
I really can't answer it. I can't answer that question. I've got to see a team.
So you wouldn't do this.
I'm not one. I've got to be honest with you. I'm not one for predicting. Shane knows that. I don't like predicting nothing.
Right.
You know,
Shane, what you saying? Who would you put it on?
Yeah, it's a flip of a coin for me now. Do you know what gave me hope was when Tottenham scored the first goal against City to make it 2-1. I found myself going, they're going to throw this away.
Yeah,
and that I wouldn't have thought that before, because I had City to win the league, and for the first time I thought, do you know what, they're going to throw this away. Tottenham are going to come back, and Tottenham were diabolical in the first half. But I just looked at City's players and I went, they're going to come back. So for me, yeah, I'm starting to lean towards us, but it's a flip of a coin for me for several reasons. The fact that Pep could turn it around, we know what he's like, and the PTSD of previous seasons. But if it was 100 grand, I suppose I'd have to bet on any team that's 6 points clear, wouldn't I? But yeah, it's a flip of a coin for me still. Next weekend could be massive, but every weekend's massive now until we either get a double digit lead or they start to drag it back. I'm still of the belief that if they do get ahead of us, they'll stay ahead of us. But
yeah, well, I said from the start, well, once we went ahead, that we won't go behind all season, and so far that's come true. And look, obviously, Shane, I know the Christmas period, you thought we wouldn't be top. We've stayed top. We're still top now. Hopefully, long may it continue.
I will say about that Christmas period, though, Dan, sorry to cut across you, is that City had the so-called the biggest capitulation that they've ever had. They're not the same City. They drew 3, they lost, they drew again. They were 7 points behind going into December, and they're 6 points behind now. Even with that capitulation, they've closed it by a point. So that's got to be worrying as well. That just shows that we've had a worse record. It's just been spread out.
We didn't win for 3 games. After that United game, I was starting to think. I literally said to Dan, fucking hell, after on the phone, I said, all these guys might be right. They might all be right.
It's only one win. It's only one win. We could be here next weekend saying the other thing again. That's where it's at with me at the moment.
Shane, I go to football. This is why when I first, sometimes people say to me, "Oh, it's just YouTube. It's just YouTube. It's just YouTube." But I said it's not, because I go to football with people who think the exact same thing as you, and they have nothing to do with YouTube. They probably don't even have a YouTube account, and they say very similar things. Not everything the same. I think that where they're a bit different with you is that if he does eventually do it, they kind of, do you know what I mean? They kind of say, right, we'll get it wrong. Jez comes on and said that as well before. You're very much, you just don't like Arteta, and that's it, sort of thing.
No. I said if he wins the league, give him another year, and you were stunned by that I'd only give him.
Oh yeah. And do you know what actually credits you? Someone in your stream did say to you that that we should get rid of him if we don't beat Chelsea, and you said no. It would affect the players too wrong.
No. But that's this thing, like, because you couldn't believe that I said only give him another year, but like, that's the way it should be. If we are this big team now that you lot claim that we're at the big table, and we're getting through in the Champions League and all of that, then I want the same standards. I don't understand what the uproar was when
no. It's another year. Listen, look, it's this context, because it all depends how that year would go. I mean, look, obviously Arsenal would probably give him a 3 or 4 year extension, right? But if the next year he had us bloody 8th, then I could understand.
No, but I'm even talking about if he's in 3rd and he finishes 3rd and doesn't win anything, then you have to start going, well, the players are still here. They can get over the line now. They need a new voice. I mean, you have to put yourself in the mindset of if everything starts to fall apart next season, and I mean finishing 3rd, 4th, you can't go, well, we go again, because if we want to be a big team, that's what you have to do. I mean, there's a lot of Arsenal fans who want Arteta in who would recommend Liverpool sack Slot. And I don't understand why it's different for other teams.
I don't think they should sack him. I've said that. But Arsene Wenger won the double, and then he didn't win the league then for 3 years, finished 2nd, and then we won it. So, I mean, look, next year, if we fell off a cliff, then I can understand it. And my thing always is as well, who's going to be coming in? Because if you're getting me Irola or Glasner, no, thank you.
No. I'm not talking about that. But even with that winning the double thing in '98, he did that in his first season. If Arteta had won something like that in his first season, then he'd have more. It's because I look at it as a whole, and I do feel that, yeah, if he wins the league, it's great and it's amazing, and give him it. But if we start falling off and City get Luis Enrique and they're going off on one, and Liverpool start to play and we're suddenly dropping off, and then we go out of the cup early, then I just want that he should be under that pressure to go.
Yeah. That's understandable.
Right, we will replace you, because don't get too comfortable, mate. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying. Is when I said give him another year, it's like, don't get too comfortable. You have to. You can't just rest on your laurels. Now, we did it for you once. We gave you 6 years when you only won an FA Cup. We're not doing that again. You know what I mean? Because we need to keep winning. It's more about just putting the pressure on him and saying, you need to keep improving. And I'll tell you one thing, if we win 2 leagues in a row with this football, then the next summer I'll be demanding that he plays better football and wins, because you have to keep improving. You always have to do better, or else you'll get caught, and you'll do just what happened with Wenger in the later years, when you just go into a fucking, it's just top 4 all the time. Excuse my language. It's just top 4 all the time, and it's not good enough. So for me, yeah, damn right, if he wins it, great. Let's celebrate. It's what we all wanted. Now we're the champions. I've waited half my life. But next year, you better either do better or maintain that standard and win more big trophies, because you've been back now, and now you have everything you need. And I just want you to keep those standards. That's it. It's all about standards for me. If I don't think he's the right man, and we did sack him and got in someone, whoever it is. I don't care if it's Luis Enrique. If he starts to fail, I'll be demanding he leaves as well. That's it. Yeah. It's the same for everybody. And I'll credit Arteta when he does things right. But at the end of the day, which people don't seem to grasp, is that I love Arsenal. Like Lawrence says it all the time. I don't see Arteta's face on the crest. I see a cannon. You know what I mean? I love Arsenal. I adore Arsenal. I lose sleep over Arsenal all the time. But for me, yeah, no, it's not for me. I just want standards, man. Just want standards.
Yeah, look, I think, I mean, people say that to me and to other people as well. Listen, there's nothing I love more than Arsenal. When Wenger came and went, managers come and go. Simple as that. Arsenal's always there. Us fans are always there. 100%. Yeah. However, when for me, I see Arteta as the man who's doing everything he can in his power to bring us back to the top, and he's got us competing again. And obviously, where I'm a match-going fan, it was horrible going to the Emirates. It was just horrible. But now when I go to the Emirates, every time I think we're going to win. And just having that feeling of going to the stadium, expecting we're going to win today, expect these games, every game's like a final. So this is what I wanted. This is what loads of people said. Yeah. We want to be back competing. I want to see all the players giving their all. He's bought players where every single one of them gives 100%. They're all fighting for that badge right now. So that's the way I see it. And that's what I love, what he's brought to the club. And look, listen, the only thing that's missing now is, of course, trophies. So let's go and win them.
Yeah.
Let's read some of these out.
A big one for that.
Therefore, if I see a dominant performance today, a dominant performance at Sunderland, my confidence skyrockets. Look, every week that we win, I think all of our confidence will skyrocket. Every single week is a final now, isn't it? Big up Gaza. City never won at Anfield in 12 years, I think. Wow. Wow. Liverpool have to win for the Champions League spot. I expect Liverpool to beat them and beat them comfortably, to be honest. I miss going to Wembley. Would be a fun occasion. Well, look, it was COVID last time. Big up, Jonathan, by the way. Thank you for always coming in and showing love to the channel. Yeah, City won at Anfield 2 in like 38 games. Wow. Big up, Waffle. I don't know about the CL playing them twice. Look, I'm gonna come on to that, yeah, because me and Dan, who I do the show with, have both kind of got the same thing where we'd rather avoid the English teams in the Champions League. You can now get, 100%. We can't. I don't think we can get them this season. But would you agree with that, Shane?
Yeah, I'm massively against getting the English teams. Number one, it sort of takes the feeling away. It doesn't feel the same. But we've seen what happens with low blocks and stuff like that. Like, I mean, Liverpool's defense is leaky, and we've failed to score against them twice. So I wouldn't even want them. I wouldn't even want Newcastle. I'd rather get Real Madrid than Newcastle, honestly, because I just think that we would have more of a chance. But just the English teams, yeah, it's a worry for me. But there's so many of them in it. That I think that's we're going to have to win.
There's a good chance we'll face an English team.
We have to at some point, I feel.
Yeah.
Just want to read this one out here because these frustrate me, these sort of comments, right? We should be 14 ahead if we'd won the 3 games before Leeds. Let's keep winning and make sure we win the Prem. You could say that about every single game, and then you could say we should have maximum points, right? Because you could go back and say we should have beat Liverpool in the first few games. You know, I mean, it's just.
I think he means more the manner we dropped the points, though. You know, the 0-0 with Forest, and you know what I mean. So I do think he just means more the
I
manner
hear it,
of
but
it.
there's gonna be draws in the season. The Invincibles drew 12 games and had some poor games. So I don't think you should. You know, at the end of the day, we are where we are. We're 6 points ahead. We're in a fantastic position. 53 points out of however many it is very good, especially where the league. People say the league's not as good now. All right, maybe not aesthetically wise, but teams now, Aston Villa, Sunderland, these teams, the smaller teams now have all got so much better. That's why there's finer margins in games now. There's finer margins in the games now. You look at games now. You try doing accumulator now in the Premier League. Near on impossible. Whereas before, City were guaranteed bankers. Liverpool, you could do them both -2, and you knew they were going to win. You knew that the bottom teams were going to lose to the top teams. Whereas now, it's totally different, man. Totally.
But the bottom teams last season not combined the lowest average that went down.
Yeah, last season the bottom teams were very bad last year. To be fair, they all went down. But I'm talking about not even just the bottom teams, like the middle teams. Now they spend money, don't they? They spend a lot of money, and they're all. You look at teams like Bournemouth, like some of the football Bournemouth play. I was thinking earlier, right? Bournemouth, probably when I've watched Match of the Day, they've probably been the most exciting team all season.
They play nice football.
Who's that guy who scored against us? Kupri, I think his name is.
Young lad, yeah, he's only 18 or 19.
Yeah, he scored again the other day against who was it? They beat Wolves.
Yeah, I think he's got 10 league goals at this point. Isn't he?
Yeah, has he? See,
you can also mention Brentford. I mean, they're in 7th.
Brentford, yeah, that's been amazing.
Listen, he's an Irish fellow of ours, Shane. Now, listen, I actually thought they might go down, Brentford.
So did I.
Because I thought they've got set piece coach. You know,
but how can we be so wrong with a prediction, Dan? You know what I mean?
I know, yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
I think everybody had them to go down. I think everybody had them to go down.
And what I mean, where are they? Tops? Where are they? Are they fifth?
Sixth, I think they're fifth or sixth. Yeah,
just going to beat Villa. He's doing an unbelievable job. Unbelievable job. Shane, let's quickly touch on Ireland then there because we both obviously I support Ireland. That's who my dad's from Limerick. Where are you from in Ireland?
Wicklow.
Okay, yeah. So massive playoff soon in March. Obviously the manager, I was like, listen, I don't know, you know, I kind of wanted us to go and just get a big Sam or someone and just do what we're good at and just defend.
You wanted the manager sacked then, did you?
No.
Come on. He wasn't hitting the standards, but you didn't even give him a year.
Listen. It was I don't know. It was a funny one, right? But when we lost, who is it we drew with or lost to?
Well, we lost to Armenia, which was this.
Armenia, that was it. We lost to Armenia. That was it. I kind of just said, no, this.
I wanted him sacked then. I was like, get him out. This is a joke.
I was like, yeah, it was an absolute joke. But now listen, I've had arguments with David in the chat there. My mate, he's Portuguese, right? And he was saying, I thought you lot were through, them celebrations were way over the top. And I said, you don't understand.
Nah, come on.
I said, and the other day, because he loves Jose Mourinho, he was going amazing stuff, posting it and all that. I went, hold on. When Ireland did it for a playoff, it was an overreaction.
But to finish 24th, he's celebrating finishing 24th.
Exactly, 24th. I said, come on, man. They beat Real Madrid. I said, for one, Real Madrid, they're still in the Champions League. Yeah. Hungary, who we beat, that was a playoff, or essentially for a playoff.
And then away from home.
Away from home.
Down.
2-1 down with 10 minutes to go.
Come on. That was for me even including Arsenal, I'd say that was top 5 moments for me. I was the only Ireland watch along, or second Ireland. I did the Armenia.
I know, yeah, you did one.
And I lost the plot, man. It was amazing. Yeah. Views actually had messaged me before he wasn't feeling well, and about 20 minutes before he said, I don't think I'm going to make it. I was like, come on, you'll regret it. And then he said, yeah, right, I'll do it. And he's still messaging me to this day going, I'm so glad I did that, man. It was just amazing. Yeah, big up the waffle, man. I can't wait for it. I can't wait for it. I haven't felt like this about Ireland in a while. Now, this is the problem with Ireland. Is that I'm thinking, it's not the same. Czech Republic. We're on a roll. Troy Parrott. He scored another hat-trick there the other weekend for AS, actually, against Ajax. But I'm thinking, this is when we just go and lose 4-0 or something like that. You know what I mean? That's
I remember what Ireland do. It happened when we played Denmark and we lost 5-1. Ericsson ran the show. We drew 0-0. We drew 0-0 the first game. I thought, mate, we've got a great chance. And then obviously we lost it. But look, to see Ireland in a World Cup would be, I mean, 2002, that's when I fell in love with Ireland. And that goal that Robbie Keane scored is the carbon copy, wasn't it?
Oh, it's mad, isn't it? It's mad. It's the first
crazy.
thing I noticed when it went in. I made a montage of the two of them beside each other. They're identical.
Yeah, they literally are.
Brilliant. Same end of the pitch and everything. Like.
Same end, yeah. It was
madness.
Was that the volley?
I don't know. The thing is, we have to win another 2 games, man.
In the World Cup?
No, he scored a goal against Germany to equalise. It was the only goal Germany let in until the final, by the way.
I know we get excited about all these draws.
You guys got good memories, man. My memory's just cooked. I can't remember.
It was punted forward and Niall Quinn flicked it on and Robbie Keane put it in because we would have gone out otherwise. I was in a boozer for that back when I used to drink. And
it was very early, wasn't it, in the morning?
I actually blacked out, man. out. Yeah, but Robbie Keane, it was not blacked out drunk. I just blacked out celebrating. Like, but yeah, that was an injury time. He put it in. Germany took the lead early.
Oliver Kahn was on fire in that game as well. We had our chance.
He was on fire. It was the only goal he let in until the final. The only goal he let in until the final. Yeah.
And then against Spain, that was
2 penalties. Yeah. That ref, there was cardboard cutouts of that ref in boozers all over Ireland. The people could put their arm around him and stuff like that and get the picture taken. Yeah, it was mad.
Ian Hart missed a penalty, and then obviously Robbie Keane
put it away. If we had beaten them on penalties, me and my mate used to sit up till all hours. Again, back when I was drinking, and we'd be there. The most sessions about 4 or 5 in the morning. We'd go through it again and again how we could have won that World Cup. Obviously, we're dreaming. We're going. We would have got Korea in the quarterfinals. We would have beaten them, and then we would have got Germany, who we had already played off the park, and then Brazil in the final. You know what I mean? We convince ourselves that if we had beaten Spain on penalties, Ireland would have won the World Cup.
Or if we had Roy Keane in the team, who knows? Do you know? Have
but
you
then
seen the
people
movie
say
yet?
that, but Matty Holland scored the goal against Cameroon. He wouldn't be playing. He wouldn't have been playing. So
have you seen the movie yet, Saipan?
No. Do you know what? I haven't lined up, but I just
a trailer of it. Yeah, I need to watch
I think the skin will be crawling watching because I was so anti Roy Keane after that. So anti.
So was I for so long.
I thought over time I thought, but I still think he was wrong
because he came back into the team, didn't he? But I still think he was wrong. I think you don't walk out in your country.
Wait 2 weeks. Wait 2 weeks, and then because he was saying it's been going on for 10 years. This stuff with the FAI. If he had waited 2 weeks, played in the World Cup, and then come out and said, "I'm retiring, I can't do this anymore," he'd be held up as a god, going, "Yeah, he's standing up for Ireland," and he also stuck it out. When he did that, and then his book came out, you thought
exactly.
It's good timing. Yeah.
Right, Waffle. Thank you for joining the stream, my friend. How you doing, my man? Excited for today? Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Nervous?
I'm excited. Nah, I'm not nervous at all, man. It is what it is. I've just been listening to you guys, innit? Some good conversations. Obviously, everyone's got different opinions and stuff like that. But yeah, tonight, you know what? We have to win tonight, isn't it? There's no excuses.
We have to go through because a draw will be enough.
Yeah, that's what. Win the tie. We have to go through. That's what I mean. Yeah, we have to win. That's what I'm saying. Win.
An Arteta special. Yeah, 0-0. Yeah.
Listen. I don't care whether it's Arteta. Listen. Arsenal need to win tonight. Yeah. As a collective, fans, whoever, a manager, team, whatever you want to dress it as. We need to win tonight, because if we don't win tonight, it's going to be the same old banter. It's going to be you lot can never get over the line.
Yeah,
you lot are this, you lot are bottle jobs, and I'm not here for all of that no more. Yeah, if we're gonna prove ourselves, we need to prove ourselves and get into the final. I don't care who we get in the final. By the way, I know you guys were saying preference of having City or I don't care. I just want to win tonight and get into this final and win the final. We have to have some mentality going in tonight because I don't know how, going into this game, it's a bit tricky for me because Chelsea are going to be pumped for this. They're going to be up for this game. Now, how they approach this game, we're going to see by the first 10, 15 minutes. Are they going to be going like raging balls and coming at us and just trying to score straight away? Or are they just going to be patient and sit there with a mid-low block and then, try and pick us off, gently or whatever? This game for me, really tests Arteta tactically for me. And if he doesn't come through this, There's still going to be questions based on him. I know, Dan, you love Arteta and all that kind of stuff here. There's nothing wrong with that. But he needs to come through this game. I'm going to disagree with you guys about if we don't win this game, we might bottle the league or whatever. I don't believe that. I still believe we're on track to win this league. It's just 1 minus cup as far as I'm concerned, even though we need to win this cup. I'm not saying we don't. I'm not saying it's not important. I just think that we still can win this league. Not because we're 6 points ahead. It's just because I just got that feeling in my heart. I just feel this year we're going to do it. I just got that feeling. That's my own personal feeling. But tonight is important as well. Yeah. To beat Chelsea tonight, that will mean so much to the club. That will mean so much to the fans. Yeah. And that will just say, you know what? We're in a final. Part that off to March. And then we can just concentrate on the game on Saturday or Sunday when we play Sunderland, which is important as well. I feel this game is just as important, the Sunderland game.
Oh, of course it is. Yeah, could actually be more important, really, if you know, in context. If you look back on it, I mean, look, that's a question for you. If I said to you, you know, obviously we only need a draw today, but
you're gonna do this again. You love doing this. You love doing the scenarios.
Yeah, well, I mean, if I said you had to draw one of the, you know, all right, if you had to pick one of them to lose, which one would you pick?
This guy's horrible. You know that these scenarios, man. Oof.
Oh dear, it's a hard question.
Do you know what? It has to be
the league.
We're at a final. We're at a final.
We're more important.
Yeah.
No, the league game. If you lose the league game, you can recover that.
Oh, yeah.
If you lose this, you can't recover it.
We're on the doorstep of going to the finals, yeah? So, yes, we can recover that. It just means more pressure on us. We go out of this, and it's just like the same old, yeah? And this is... sorry. If we lose this final, yeah? This is going to be on Arteta. And I'll tell you why, yeah? Because that record of losing in semi-finals, is mounting up. I don't want to get the list out, but it is mounting up. So
I know we
need to prove ourselves tonight. Yeah, I've got my Galatasaray top on because obviously I go Turkey quite a lot. So don't get that twisted. This is my heart. Yeah, this is my blood and soul. Yeah, you know what I mean, from the 80s. Yeah, but you know what? I've got, you know what I mean? I got place in Turkey, so I go Turkey. I like Galatasaray as my second team. I've got Steaua Bucharest. I've got tops from other nations. Don't judge me. Just judge me while I'm on the channel. Yeah? But I'm an Arsenal fan through and through. You know what I'm saying? David Rocastle, RIP. You know what I mean? One of my legends. One of his cousins was one of my best friends. You know, he passed away, you know, from cancer as well. So pretty sad. But yeah, anyway, just getting a bit emotional there. But yeah, tonight means a lot to me. We need to win tonight. We need to win.
Yeah, they'd both be devastating. Losing the semi-final would be devastating, I think, for going forward. But losing the league game because it's at home to Sunderland would also be, because you go, oh, well, can't even beat Sunderland at home. Well, listen, Dan, I do have to leg it, mate. Judy calls.
Do you know what? Let's. I have to go as well. To be honest, I'm going to the game now, so I've got to go and get ready. I know you've just come on, Waffle, but we'll.
Yeah, it was just a quick pass through anyway. Yeah, it was nice. It's just.
Well, let's get predictions for the game. Start with you, Lawrence. What's your prediction for today? I know you don't do predictions, but just give us one for today's game.
Okay. Well, I think it's going to be a very cagey affair. I think it'll be 2-1 to us.
Waffle.
There you go.
2-2.
Shane.
I think it'll be a draw.
I think we'll beat them 3-1 on the night.
Oh, there you go. Look, this is crazy, you know, because I'm going to say 3-1. So me and
I've only predicted 2 losses this season, man.
I'm saying, 2 losses. It's crazy that me and you are agreeing a lot today. That's what I said.
What losses are you? Which loss did you predict? The Liverpool game.
Newcastle away and Villa away.
Wow, got that spot on.
Well, not Newcastle.
Yeah, we beat them. But
I was right about
I'm going 3-1, and I think we go 1-0 down, and then we.
I have it the other way. I think we'll go 3-0 up and then let one in.
All right, yeah. Well, let's hope we make the final. I want to thank every single person who's been in the chat, every single person who smashed a like, every person who's commented. Lawrence for coming on. Shane, thank you so much for coming on. Appreciate it. Waffle quickly for jumping on as well. Appreciate it each and every time. And hopefully we can do some more little link ups between each other and get some good content going. But let's hope we make the final, man. Let's hope Arsenal are in the final and all of us are happy celebrating. Thanks for everyone watching. Peace out. Catch you guys on the next one.
Peace.
That's it.